Today's lecture will be dedicated to Shiva-ratri Mahamahotsav. So it will be dedicated to the Lord Shiva. But first, I would like to ask for the blessings of all the senior devotees. We have our dear Chiranjeev Prabhu, his wife, and the granddaughter also are here. So thank you so much for coming. Chiranjeev Prabhu will give upcoming lectures for Goro Purnim. So please come and participate in these ecstatic festivals, and the Sunday after also, or Sunday before. I don't know, I'm already mixed with these dates. Sunday before, yes. So, so I need your blessings, dear devotees, because I don't have any much preparation, or my English speaking skills also not so good. So please pray for me that it would be a successful class. But I will try my best. And we wanted to speak about Lord Shiva today. So Sanatana Goswami, one of our prominent acharyas, he recommends all the Vaishnavas to observe Shiva-ratri day. And Srila Prabhupada in May 1975 in Bombay, on a morning walk, he also said, observing Shiva-ratri, Nanda Maharaj, and all the cowherd men, they increase their attachment for Krishna. That is wanted. So that's a kind of an introduction to our lecture. So that's what we want. We don't observe Shiva-ratri just to kind of worship demigods or do anything like that. We want to increase our attachment to Krishna. And therefore, with the same goal, we will try to speak about the glories of Lord Shiva today. I want to clarify a couple of things, philosophical things, that will actually help us with motivation when we are worshiping Lord Shiva or honoring him. Some people say philosophy is not practical. I highly disagree about it, because philosophy is teaching us what? How to do what? No, you know already, I don't. You're not allowed. Dear friends, what is philosophy teaching us to do? How to live, okay? Any other suggestions? How to live is also good. Why live? No, how to do what? No, not necessary practice, not necessary. No. Philosophy can give a lot of negative energy also. Yes, Mataji? What? Realization. Not necessary. Philosophy without practice will not give you realization. So what is teaching philosophy? Why to learn philosophy? What is teaching us to do? Philosophy teaching us to think. Is thinking practical? Huh? I don't hear anyone, nobody speaks to me. Is it practical? Nowadays, not so much practical, because ChatGPT can think for you, yeah? But not really, not really. So thinking is very practical. So we need to learn philosophy to think, to be able to think properly. Not just properly, but if we learn to think in terms of bhakti, so we want to, with our thinking, we are developing certain correct mood, right? Because what kind of bhakti do we want? There are so many bhaktis. So we'll speak about Lord Shiva. So there is 3 types of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is not one. There are many Lord Shivas. So one Lord Shiva is a Sadāśiva. And Sadāśiva, he is direct expansion of Lord Vishnu. And Sadāśiva is completely, purely spiritual. So he's not even like a demigod or anything like that. No, he's a direct expansion, and he have his own abode in the spiritual world where he resides. So that's Sadāśiva. So he's a Vishnu Tattva, and he have eternal planet, and and we see him as Bhagavan, right? We see him as the Lord himself, as expansion of the Lord, right? Of course, we want to get Krishna Bhakti, we want to get love for Krishna, but at the same time, we honor Lord Vishnu, we honor every expansion of Lord Krishna, right? because they are not different from him. So Sadāśiva is not different from the Lord Vishnu. And those who are worshipping Sadāśiva, they are the Vaishnavas. They are devotees of Lord Vishnu. And we can see, we are saying before chanting Mahamantra, we are saying Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva-ratri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So Shri Advaita is one of the close associates of Lord Chaitanya, is actually one who brought Lord Chaitanya here. And Lord Chaitanya himself gave us the process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So he was called by Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya, he attracted this Kali Yuga avatar here, Lord Chaitanya. And Advaita Acharya is Sadāśiva himself. So thanks to Shiva himself that we have Hare Krishna Mahamantra right now. And we have such a beautiful and easy practice. And he, Advaita Acharya, he teaches us by example. That's why his name is Acharya. And Advaita means that he's not different from Lord Chaitanya, right? So he's, it's another kind of a proof that he's an expansion of Lord himself. And the highest manifestation of Sadāśiva, the most intimate manifestation of Sadāśiva, is Gopishwar Mahadev, is the Shiva that is revealing himself in Vrindavan. He was expanded by the Krishna himself, his expansion of Krishna himself. So very beautiful pastime that I will not tell you today. So you will need to investigate. But what I wanted to do with you is I wanted to chant the prayer for him. Since we are celebrating Shiva-ratri a little bit later, but still, let's chant the prayer for Gopishwar Mahadev. Vrindavana Vanipate Jaya Soma Soma Maule Sanandana Sanatana Naradeya Gopishwara Vraja Vilasi Yugangri Padme Pritim Prayacha Nitaram Nirupadikam Me. O protector of Vrindavan, please. All glories unto you. O husband of Parvati. O you whose head is decorated with the moon and who is worshipped by the sages like Sanaka, Sanandana, and Sanatana, and Narada. O Gopishwara, I pray that you bestow upon me uninterrupted, unalloyed love for the lotus feet of divine couple who enjoy pastimes in Vraja. Gopishwar Mahadeva ki jai. So next manifestation of Lord Shiva is the Śambhu. So we can hear sometimes people singing Shiva, 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 Śambhu, Mahadeva Śambhu. So this manifestation of the Lord is described by Lord Brahma himself in his Brahma Samhita. Kshiram yatha dadivikara vishesha yogat sanjayete nahitata prithak asti heto yad shambhutam apitatha samupati karyat. Together. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So it's saying here that Lord Shiva, he's like yogurt and Lord Vishnu is like milk. So milk yogurt is transformed milk, right? So milk can become yogurt and yogurt is not. Yogurt cannot become milk. So this is this example and this verse is commented by Srila Jiva Goswami, basically to explain these 3 words from the first line, Vikara Vishesha Yogat. And he explaining very beautifully that Shiva Tattva, or Vishnu Tattva, I'm sorry, the definition of Vishnu Tattva is that Vishnu Tattva never comes in contact with material energy, never. But Śambhu, he comes in contact, and he comes in contact with material energy. His Vishnu, expansion of Vishnu himself, who somehow this is his job. He needs to do that, right? Somehow the Lord needs to create this universe. So that's why Śambhu is one of those great souls who are responsible for creation of this world. And in this way, he Vikara Vishesha Yogat. So he have this Vikara Vishesh. He's Yogat means connection, right? So he's become in connection with this material energy. And Jiva Goswami very beautifully explains what does it mean? What does this Vikara Vishesh or material energy means? So he said material energy consists of 4 things. And this explanation was very surprising for me. I never heard this kind of explanation. What is the, how is that, what does it mean material world for us souls, right? So he says first characteristic of material world is anuta. Anuta means very small, tiny. And he explains that explains that minuteness of Tatastha Shakti or Jiva or soul. So the soul is unseen here, right? The perception of the soul is almost impossible here in material world because it's compressed so much the soul that body we can see, and the soul, how small is the soul is described in Shastras? 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. So you see, we as the soul is basically in this material world is unseen. So that's why the soul is kind of not relevant for us, right? Because many people say, "Show me God, show me soul." Yeah, that's how material world created. That it will be compressed, zip, right? And second one is Jagata. So it is inertia of Tamagun. It's not only we are, as the soul, are not seen, but then on the top of the consciousness of the soul, there is the layer of ignorance or Tamagun is pressing on top of it. And therefore, we start to think, okay, I am this body, I am this country, I am this nationality, and so on and so forth, because our consciousness is also under the pressure. So you see, material world calls Durga. Durga means jail, right? So in jail, you are constantly under the pressure. So here also the soul and its consciousness is constantly under the pressure. And then number 3 and 4 is very interesting. He says that, and then material world characteristics of material world, there is partial chit or consciousness, right, or knowledge is manifested only partially, and ananda manifested only partially. So why do you think is like that? Do you have any ideas? We don't have much time, but please. Why is this not full chit and ananda? Why is it only partially? So, you see, Lord wants us to get some glimpse of chit and ananda, of knowledge and bliss. But he puts in this material world little bit knowledge and little bit of happiness. Why? That we would be in constant illusion that this is the one, that I know everything, or what I know is it's complete knowledge, right? And what I experience, that's complete bliss. That's how people become addicted, right? They drink or smoke or do something and they think, oh, that's complete bliss. And then next day, not bliss at all. right? Or people think, or what politicians are doing, right? They take the partial knowledge and present it to you as complete, and you need to put all your faith in that. And that's why, very interestingly, that's how illusion works. It gives you a little bit of these things, just a bite of it. And then you are thinking, oh, that's something real. But if you actually just take your time and look on the everything, right, on the politics or on the so-called material happiness that we're experiencing, we understand that's not complete at all, right? Even animals, they can enjoy much more than us, right? They have more sex, they can eat more, and so on and so forth. So our ability to enjoy is very small. Anyways, so, and with these four things, Lord Shiva comes in contact. That's what Jiva Goswami explains. And that's why what Lord Brahma says in the shlokas. So this Vishesha Yoga. So Śambhu, he's the one who is coming in contact with material energy. And therefore, maybe some of the experienced devotees, they can ask the question, okay, so if you say that there is one of the offense of the holy name, Shivasya Shivishnur Yaiha Guna Namadi Sakalam. So thinking that the name of Shiva and the qualities of Shiva are the same is the offense of the holy name. So I will quickly speak. So if you think that Lord Shiva, who is Sadāśiva, is different from the Vishnu or from Lord, this is offense. But if you think that Śambhu, Shiva Śambhu, is not different from the Lord, this is also offense, right? So we need to understand that we need to see very clear the differentiation between these two types of Lord Shiva. And when we are coming, for example, to Shiva temple and worshipping Lord Shiva, we need to address the right one, right? Because many demons, they were addressing Lord Shiva in his form of Śambhu for their own material happiness. Ravana also wanted, and Shiva gave him a lot. But what was the result of it? So we don't want this kind of results, right? We want to address the right Shiva. And then there is Rudra. And Rudra is the one who is responsible for destruction of this material universe. So Śambhu is responsible for creation and Rudra for destruction. And it is said that if you follow Varnashrama for 100 lives, then you will be able to become Brahma. And then if you will be very good Lord Brahma, next life you can become Rudratva, it is said. You can become like Rudra or one of his associates. So if you have desire to destroy the universe, you can follow Varnashram Dharma for 100 lives and be very nice Lord Brahma after that. Then you will you'll get the chance to be with Lord Shiva during destruction of the universe. If you are so tired from this material universe and you really want to destroy it. Yeah. So let's speak about Shiva-ratri itself. It's a very beautiful celebration. And it started when Shiva and Sati, they were wandering around the forest of Dandakaranya. And from very far they saw Lord Ram being in separation from Sita. Sita was just stole, and he came and he wasn't able to find her. So they saw Lord Ram in complete distress. He was crying, weeping the tears, and screaming, "Sita, where are you?" Giving the orders to everyone in the forest to try to find Sita. And Lord Shiva, seeing this from aside, he also felt these feelings, and he said basically such a beautiful lila of separation, beautiful pastime of the Lord of separation. So he also started to cry. And Sati, she didn't understood what's going on. She started to ask Shiva, "So why you're crying?" And Shiva said, "This is God himself playing his pastime of the separation. And that's inconceivable how this all-powerful God can put himself in this position. That's what love doing with even God, the energy of bhakti. So, and then Sati, she started to doubt. She started to say, how is that? How is that Bhagavan, the all-pervading Lord, don't know where his own energy is? How is that? And she started to challenge, kind of a challenging Shiva, you know. And then Shiva didn't try to convince her or give any argument. He said, if you want, you come yourself and try, you know, and you give him some test. So Sati, after some time, Sati, she turned to Sita in terms of look, right? How to say in English in the right way? They transformed into Sita. So she came in front of Lord Ram in the look of Sita. And Lord Ram just looked through her. He didn't kind of concentrate or give any emotion or anything like that. And then he turned her away. And then Sita or Sati, she came again in front of him. And again, he did the same. He just turned around. And then he said, Devi, where is your Shankar? And then she understood, okay, I am Maya myself. I am the illusion and I can bewilder anyone, but I cannot bewilder God. So she understood that Ram is God in this way. So he recognizes her in disguise. And she paid obeisance to Lord Ram. And when she stood up, she got the darshan. She saw that Sita Ram is actually everywhere. So Lord Ram revealed himself as a Paramatma to her. And she saw Sita Ram in every tree, in every leaf, and everywhere. Then she paid obeisances once again, and she got the darshan of Sita Ram in front of her. So she understood this is divine pastime of God that I tried to interrupt with my not very appropriate behavior. So she came back, and Lord Shiva asked her, so did you test it, Lord Ram? And she said, no, I didn't. It's okay. So she did two mistakes. First mistake was, Lord Shiva is like a guru for her, right? In Vedic times, husband was like a guru for her, for his wife. Nowadays, we don't have so many qualified husbands, so we try to be good friends with each other, right? So, but anyways, he is a guru. He is a representation of guru in this context. So, first thing she did, she started to doubt her guru. And second mistake she did, she lied to him, right? So if we're doubting our guru, that's not good. We have such a big period of testing our guru, right? Is it the right or not? But once you're committed and took initiation, just imagine you marry someone and then you're like doubting all the time, should I be with this person or not? No, you're unmarried, you need to commit, right? So when in the spiritual life also, if we commit for initiation, there is too late to doubt, right? And then of course lying to Guru. Guru is Paramatma eventually, originally Adi Guru is Krishna himself, he's in your heart. How can you lie to Guru? So she did these two mistakes. So Shiva came back to Kailash, and in his meditation he understood what's happened. And when Sati came, he took her asana and put it in front of her, or in front of himself, basically indicating that you rejected me by acting like that. So you sit in front of me if you think you're superior to me, no problem. So Sati, she didn't understood, and Shiva understood that she didn't understood. And he made a vow, and that I will not commit to these relationships anymore. And when he did this, demigod started to throw flowers, and Sati saw it, and she asked, did you make some vow? And he didn't even answer, he just left the place. So once upon a time, Daksha, who is Sati's father, or Shiva's father-in-law, he came for yagya, or a big fire sacrifice, and there was all the great souls sitting on a throne, including Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, he didn't pay his obeisances to his father-in-law, or didn't even stood up to meet him. So Daksha, he became so much disturbed. And he started to criticize Lord Shiva publicly. Just publicly saying, who is that? Look at him. He's all smeared with ashes from the graveyard. He have snakes. Look at his associates. His associates all kind of Bhutas and all kind of tamasic creatures. So he's probably also so tamasic and uncultured that he doesn't even understand that when his father-in-law appears, he needs to stand up, but he's so much in Tamagun, he cannot do even that. So that was big mistake. Later on, Shiva, he told Sati what happened in Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, Sattvam Vishudam Vasudeva Shabditam Yat iyate tatra puman apavrita Sattve tasmin Bhagavan Vasudeva Hyadoksha Jo men namasa vidyate. He said, I was sitting there in pure Vishuddha Sattva, and I was absorbing the Lord inside my heart, and I was paying obeisances and serving to the Lord inside my heart. So and he explained, when we pay obeisances to someone else, we don't pay obeisances to the person and his so-called greatness or whatever. We pay obeisances to the Paramatma or the Lord in the heart of this person. That's what we do. And if we are stupid enough to think that, okay, someone is giving me respect because of me, that's me, this is a big mistake to do. So Shiva, he didn't supposed to even stand up because he already was in pure connection with the Lord. And he already was serving and paying obeisances inside his heart. So it wasn't his responsibility to do it. But Daksha, you see, that's how we are. We all, these Dakshas, we see the very spiritually advanced person and we are like, we just see from outside and try to judge, as Daksha did. If you see from outside, you can criticize Shiva. Why not, right? All these dreadlocks, cannot even brush his hair, and so many other things, right? But from inside, this is the qualification, and we never know about it. So better we don't criticize. Otherwise, we can end up as Daksha did. Or we will act as this story, about S. So there was a village and there was a dhobi, or he was washing the clothes, how you call it, the washerman, right? He had donkey, and he was, putting all the clothes on top of donkey, and donkey was lazy. He was beating the donkey, And one day the Navratri celebration came. And this washerman, he said to the villagers, okay, if we want to celebrate, we can use this donkey to put the altar on top and to make procession. Everyone was like, okay, let's do that. And so Navratri, they took the altar, they decorated the donkey, they painted him nicely, they give all the decorations, they put nice clothes on top of donkey, they put the altar on top of it. And they went with procession, and everyone was singing and dancing. And donkey was like, oh, that's life nowadays. So nice. Now, finally, everyone understood how great of a person am I. Everyone's worshiping me. Even they put money on top of me. And they give me money. They sing, they dance. They really appreciate me. That's how it's supposed to be. And he was like, this is all my fans. Let me sing and dance for my fans. And then he started, or whatever sound they make, and he started to dance, And of course the altar started to shake. And people came to donkey and started to beat him with the sticks that he would calm down. So that's how it is for us. If people think that, if we are thinking, oh, people appreciate me, because of me, my great qualities. Yeah, they pay the obeisances to me. That's me. We're not better than this donkey. We're the same, completely the same. Because there is no qualities that belongs to us. All the qualities that belongs to the Lord. and we're just small part and parcel of the Lord, and we should be grateful for anything He gave us as an instrument for His service, right? So I think you know what happened. So there was another yagya, and Sati came for this yagya, and then Daksha again started to criticize Shiva in front of her, and she said, since I'm part and parcel of you, and my body is a part of you, I will not tolerate it anymore. She sat in the meditation and she burned herself with this meditation. So, and she gave up this body. And of course, that's what it was. External reason for her to leave the body, right? And internal was her separation from Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva rejected her. And we know what happened with Daksha. After Sati burned herself, Shiva came with all the associates, and they just killed all the associates of Daksha, and they put Daksha's head away and put it, whose head? Goat's head, yeah. Now people say, greatest of all time. Yeah, goat, right? Everyone wants to be goat. So Daksha was the original goat. Everyone want to put on themselves, I'm greatest of all time, and want to walk around, proud. So that's what happens with you. You wear this goat head on yourself. Pretty demoniac thing, right, to do. So that's what happened with Daksha. And then, next life she was born as a daughter of Himalayas, right? And the main mountain of Himalayas is Parvat mountain. So she took birth as a Parvati, right? And then she finally found, it was her goal, she was trying to find Lord Shiva. And she finally found Lord Shiva, but Lord Shiva already for hundreds and hundreds of years was absorbed in meditation, and he didn't want to have any interaction with anyone, including women. So what she did, she asked Kamadev that he would help her, right? And when Kamadev came there, Lord Shiva, he just opened his eye and burned him down. That's what happened. And Kamadev became unembodied. Because he still stayed. He didn't die. He was just burned, his body was burned down. But Kamadev stayed there. So Kamadev is a god of love, of Cupid, right? So, and his name, the Kamadev's name, became Ananga. Ananga. It means nobody. There is nobody. So, we know from Bhagavad Gita, right? When our senses, they come in touch with the objects of the senses, then what comes out? Lust, right? Attachment, yeah. So I already said about attachment. We come in contact, attachment, lust. And from lust, it is said 262, the anger come, right? So that's a very big lesson for us. If we have lust and then we are angry and we try to conquer our lust with the anger, it will never help. Never help. Because lust will stay there. Kamadev will stay there, right? We cannot kill Kama, right? And then Bhagavad Gita 5:23 it is said, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and happy in this world, right? We have so many coaches, around this world, and they will coach you how to live your life properly. Krishna say very easily, if you want to be well situated and happy, what should you do? Everyone wants to be well situated and happy, right? Do you want? So what should you do? What we just read. Who remembers? You should do what? No, I just read it from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita 5:23. You should learn to be able to tolerate the urges of the senses. When senses are pushing you, you should be understanding. This is senses. Take it easy. And then check the force of anger and desires. If you managed these things, you will be happy. There will be no problem because you're a self-controlled person. Yeah, and there's a beautiful verse how to actually do these things, how to check the anger, how to conquer the lust. Vikriditam vraja vadubhir idam chavishno shadhan vito nushriyat adha varnayet yah bhaktim paramam bhagavati pratilabhya kamam hridrogam ash apanyuti achirina dhira. So we are speaking now about how to conquer the lust and anger, right? We cannot do it with our force, right? So it is said here, anyone who faithfully and continually hears and describes the Lord's playful affairs with the young gopis of Vrindavana will attain the highest type of prema to the Lord. Quickly destroy the lust and the disease of the heart and immediately become steady. So that's what we're doing here. You know, many people, they skip the lecture and they come only for the arati. No, that's what we need to do. We need to faithfully and continuously just hear about Krishna and speak about Krishna. If you learn that, don't be afraid. Krishna will take care of lust and anger, all the other stuff, because your heart will be purified. It's easy to come sometimes, hear about Krishna sometimes, here and there. Very nice, no problem. But these two things, faithfully and continuously, that's the important ones. Because sometimes we're like thinking, oh, we can get things cheaply, so nice and easy. But no, this is not cheap. You need to commit to your spiritual life. You need to give it a time. You need to give it an energy. You need to give your faith to it. And then you'll get the right result. That's very important. And then don't worry. The lust will be taken care of. Anger will be taken care of. It will be much easier to control all these things. Why? Because your mind will be absorbed in the spiritual topics. Your mind and intelligence will be very strong. Yeah, so we spoke about Shiva from point of view of Tattva Vichar, of who is Shiva himself. Then we can speak about Shiva from Aishwarya Vichar, or how Shiva prays himself, his prayers to the Lord, right? And then there is Madhurya Vichar, which is inconceivable things, is when the Lord himself prays to Shiva. How is that? For example, Rama, he wants to come to the Lanka, and then he asks Lord Shiva for the blessings, and all the demigods are coming and saying, no, and all the people see that and say, oh, so nice. You see, Shiva is Rameshwara, Rama Ishvara, because Rama is worshipping Lord Shiva. And then demigods come and say, no, Shiva is not Rameshwara. They are the same, Lord Shiva and Rama. That's why there is Rama and then there is Ishvara, who is Shiva. And then Lord Shiva comes out of Shiva Lingam there in their mind and says, no, you didn't understand it right. Rama is Ishvara. I'm not Ishvara. So that's very important. But many people have questions. So why the God himself worships Lord Shiva? How is that? And we can see also Krishna and Rukmini, they prayed to Lord Shiva to get Pradyumna. But Shiva, he have a beads himself, right? All the time in his hands. He chants. And then he accepts Ganga on his head. And he accepted as Charanamrita of Vamanadev, Lord Vishnu himself. I want to read a small paragraph from the Chaitanya Bhagavata, 2nd chapter, verse number 399. And there is a commentary of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Please give it 2 minutes for that to understand this topic. And then if you will have one question, please prepare the question, okay? After we'll read it. So this is the answer to the question of why God himself worships Lord Shiva. Okay? Ready? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is writing. The fact has been confirmed by the Lord himself when he spoke it in Narayaniya to Arjuna as follows. So the Lord himself is speak. We're quoting the Lord right now. O Arjuna, I am the soul of the universe. My worship of Rudra is worship of my own self. Whatever I do, common people follow. Examples set by me should be followed. So the Lord himself wanted others to worship Lord Shiva. Therefore, he sets the example. It's not that he's higher or lower or whatever. I'm the indwelling super soul of entire universe. I worship my own partial expansion, Rudra, who is none different from me, and molten iron is none different from fire. I have set the standard that demigods headed by Rudra should be worshipped. So he showed it to demigods, and demigods are worshipping Shiva. If I did not set the example of worship Rudra, then people would not follow that standard. Therefore, I teach the worship of my servant through my personal behavior. There is no one greater than or equal to me. Therefore, since I am the greatest, I do not worship anyone. But since Rudra is my partial expansion, I display the example of worshipping Rudra and other demigods to teach ordinary people. So that's very important. We don't worship Lord Shiva separately from or independently from the Lord himself, right? And the Lord himself also he wants us to worship Lord Shiva in the context of that. And of course, some people are really ignorant and they want to get something from Shiva, but eventually this is the worship of the God himself. So this is the ability to progress somehow, right? So, and we see sometimes devotees, they sing Shiva Kirtan or that Kirtan, this Kirtan. And we need to understand, Shiva is the greatest devotee of the Lord. How they will be happy, how he would be happy if we sing his name or we sing the name of his Lord. Right? It's the same if you would approach Tulasi Devi and see her as the, oh, you're the husband of wife of Shalagram Shila, of Shalagram. This is Tulasi from Vaikuntha or from this material world. But Tulasi from Vrindavan, she's a pure servant of the Lord. So the same with Shiva. He is a pure expansion of the Lord, and we worship him in this context. Or we worship him as a pure devotee, Vaishnava Rayata Śambhu. So he's as a pure Vaishnava, and this way we want to please him by worshiping the Lord. We will not please him just by worshiping him. Otherwise we end up like Ravana did, or many other demons. Right? Jaim, thank you so much. Maybe we have 2 minutes for the questions. Who have a question? If you listen attentively and carefully, you need to have questions. I don't accept not having questions, okay? Madanga Papu. Yes? Why he have the moon? Who knows why Shiva have the moon? Somebody knows? Huh? Moon on his head. Yes. Okay, some more. No, but it's also true, right? Ganga is falling on his head, right? And all the water is controlled by the moon, right? Water comes in and comes out. So that's a good one. So some more? Yes, bro.
What exactly are we celebrating on Shiva-ratri?
So Shiva-ratri is the celebration when Parvati and Shiva united. So in this lila that I was telling, I didn't tell the end of lila. So Parvati, she tried to wake Shiva up, but then she started to do austerities, and after many years, Shiva accepted her. And this unification of Parvati and Shiva after all this lila, this is Shiva-ratri. This is the day when they united. Yes. Yes, bro. Oh, what to do? There are not so many hands around, so. Okay, so let's ask quickly, please.
You explained in the last part how Krishna himself is setting example that he is worshipping Shiva.
Yeah, this is from Narayani. Yeah.
But then the next, let us say that you said that we should not worship separately.
Yes.
It's like literally like Krishna is himself saying that I'm setting an example, so you should worship.
Yes.
Then the next, like, you should not worship him separately.
Oh, that's why you needed to come in the beginning of lecture, because we were speaking about 3 types of Lord Shiva and what kind of Shiva we are worshipping and why do we worship.
So should one worship separately or not?
First of all, we worship Krishna, and that Srila Prabhupada, he said in the first line that we said in the beginning, he said, we want attachment for Krishna, that's what is wanted. So that's what we want from Shiva, we don't want anything else. So if we approach such a great personalities or Vaishnavas, we want only one thing, we want bhakti from them. So we don't worship Shiva just to get something for ourselves. Because that's all dust. And there is only one valuable thing that we need to approach Lord Shiva for. Yes. Who had question? Prabhu, you said someone had? Yes, Prabhu.
You said in the start that the souls become anuta in this world.
Yes.
So what does that mean, that the soul becomes very small when it goes into this world? It's actually much bigger in this world?
No, yeah, it unfolds to the full potency.
But like, I mean, size-wise,
I don't know how it is in spiritual world. The diameters and everything, the dimensions of the spiritual realm. That's hard to tell, Prabhu. This is spiritual. Yeah, but we can make this conclusion that soul becomes shrinked, and this unfolds in the spiritual realm. I don't know up to what sizes, but yeah, we can get this logical conclusion from that. Jai. Shiva Mahadeva ki Jai.